The All Gen Gamers Podcast, episode 34.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of All Gen Gamers. I'm Happy Console Gamer, and I'm joined with Jason, the EMU Review.
I love chicken nuggets.
And you like poutine as well, but you can't have it for having it.
Poutine.
Poutine. You have to get that sound effect ready to go. Wait a second, what's going on here? No, we do not have John Gamester here, but we have Jen from Game Deals. And this is a historic moment in the podcast. This is unbelievably historic because you are the very first girl who actually plays video games. It's unfortunate, but John, we're going to get into that, Gamester can't make it tonight. So Jen is definitely here as our guest of honor.
Well, I started off, I think, probably even just a couple of weeks after Brian first opened the store. I visited his booth at the Vancouver Flea Market just before it opened. And he was telling us, like, you know, oh, we're opening the store this and this day. Come by, check it out. And I did, actually, day one. And I just fell absolutely in love with the place because I'm totally old school. I mean, up until I think about a year after the Xbox 360 came out, I didn't have any current consoles.
Yeah. The thing that blew me away with Jen is that I walk in and we're talking about video games, and I forget I mentioned the Turbo Duo, and you're like, I love the Turbo Duo.
You just saw my eyes light up right there.
I know.
The TurboGrafx 16 was the very first console I ever owned.
Pete, you just went to PAX.
Yes.
Oh, listen to that enthusiasm. He's very excited about it.
I'm so exhausted though. I got so few hours of sleep because I was just like, the place stays open until 2 a.m. So like in between wake up calls that were mistakenly placed on my hotel room for 5:30 in the morning. And
oh yes, it worked.
Like
it worked.
Jesus.
See, we'll all be at PAX Prime. That's what's really exciting as well. But what was your experience with? You were like me, weren't you? You're just like,
oh my god, overwhelming. Yeah. Like, yeah, because the way that this one worked when you walk in, I don't know how it is for PAX Prime, but it's on the bottom level and you enter from, you know, the middle or the second floor or something like that. So to enter PAX, you're entering from like up top a huge escalator, and it's like you look over this big, huge place with a crowd of people down there, and it's like, it's unbelievable. It's so many people, so many things going on at once. And I have to say, if you plan on going to PAX East next year, you cannot go for one day. You absolutely cannot do everything in one day. I'd recommend at least 2 days.
Jen is a PAX expert. You've been a lot more than myself.
Yeah,
so.
I guess I've never been as bad as 8 hours, but I remember last year on the Sunday at PAX Prime, I did wait in line for like 4.5 hours to play the Duke Nukem Forever demo. So I can't really speak on that, but I was there for all 3 days, so I got the meat of the experience out of the way in the first 2.
Yeah. Pete, what was the highlight moment for you? PAX. I know that's hard. Pete, I have to ask you, and I know everybody else wants to know as well. Honestly, how were your eyes after you finished playing the 3DS? Did you want to rip them out of your head?
No, not at all. I played Street Fighter for maybe 5 or 7 minutes.
What was the longest you waited in line for something?
I waited in line for Child of Eden, which I waited in line about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour. But that's because that was like, people don't know, I really love Rez, and I've been looking forward to Child of Eden for so long. And that was really not that long of a wait because I got to stand there and, you know, watch people play it anyway, just look at this beautiful game. Oh, one thing I want to say, what I was really surprised about is how big tabletop and card game things are at PAX. Like, I went in the PAX thinking, you know, they'll have some of that there. Holy crap, no. Like, it was big, if not bigger, than PAX itself in terms of people there playing card games and board games. More than half the convention center was actually dedicated to card games. They had a room set up with nothing but tables for people to play on, and then another room set up with card vendors and board game vendors and more tables to play. And it was insane. So, I mean, if you're into card games and board games and you've never been to PAX, I'd have to say you definitely have to go.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's not only video games, but like Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff. So you can go there for all games. Jen, are you going to get the 3DS?
I really do want to, and I want to say that I'm going to get it for launch, but I probably won't, just because with the exception of Street Fighter 4, which I already own on console, there aren't any launch titles that I want to play.
A lot of people are saying that too. You know, like I know even I'm stretching myself with Street Fighter and Ridge Racer, but You know, I'm a bit. Pete's buying all of them. He's buying every single launch game except for the sports titles.
Guess so. I think that your eyes are hurting, and I think you should give me the 3DS when you get it.
I think so too.
That's what I think.
Just get it off John. He's already complaining about it. The drink. You didn't get drunk there, did you, Pete?
No, I don't really drink at all, actually.
What about your friend? Your friend who went down with you? Did he get drunk?
We did no drinking, none of that.
He looked like a bit of a boozer to me.
Did you take your raisins and oats?
Man, they had nothing but junk food there, so unfortunately, that's all I basically had to eat down there.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Brian actually managed to track down Will Wheaton as well and gave
Did he?
him a bracelet.
There you go.
He didn't come.
Well, Will Wheaton's too busy.
Party got Wheatoned.
Yeah, he got Wheatoned. Yeah, we're all getting. How about this? Our mission should be to Will Wheaton.
He shows up to room 111. Nobody's there.
That would be amazing.
This podcast was created by retro video game collectors and YouTube show hosts Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and myself, Jason Heine. Make sure to follow along and subscribe to us on iTunes under the podcast section, All Gen Gamers. And if you want more information about this podcast, please visit www.allgengamers.com.